Folks, welcome. I hope you can see me and you can see the PowerPoint slide that says Get Clients Now. Quickly, if you can just, if somebody can just kind of say that you can see me, you can hear me, everything coming across good on the sound and on the visual, that'd be great. This is really a very timely webinar because as we approach the year end, this is the best time to sign up new clients, and not just to sign up new clients, but to sign up high quality clients. So I applaud for all of you, a few hundred folks that are here. They want to learn how to get clients now. All right, let's get started, folks. What are you most excited to get out of today's training? So in the questions pane, I want this to be as interactive as we can. We have a short amount of time. I've got so much to share with you, but I would love to hear from you as well throughout the webinar. So your questions, your ahas, your moments of light bulb moments, I want to hear that, right? So use the questions pane and let's just kind of, learn together in this process. And people, when others kind of see your comments as well, and it really triggers ideas and thoughts for them as well. So please use the questions pane to just interact. Super. So why is putting a marketing system, a client attraction system important? Having that system in place that is bringing in these high value clients. The reason is because it takes us from being, it's the difference between cash surplus and cash deficit. And many folks, when practitioners, they go through tax season and they're bringing in some good cash, right? All the work they're doing, all the tax returns they're preparing, accounting stuff, year-end stuff that they're, books they're closing and all that is bringing in a good amount of cash. And then what happens after tax season? It slowly starts drying out. And the summer months, the fall months, it becomes tougher and tougher, waiting for the next season where money can come in again. And this is why I love the accounting profession, because it's MRR, it's monthly recurring revenues. You can create a business that has clients that pay a monthly recurring revenue, and that is what leads to the cash surplus. So tax season, great, brings in a cash surplus. Imagine those months after tax season where you're bringing in the steady stream of cash coming in from monthly recurring revenues. And that's what I want to share with you today, is that just taking a step back, I want to give you a high picture overview of what I feel is most important as a practice owner to pay attention to. And there are three areas. There are only three areas, and you can see them right here in this infographic. You've got client flow, which is bringing in high quality clients, a steady flow of them. You've got systems flow, where the practice is systematized and not as owner dependent. So the practice can run without you. So when you've got client flow coming in, you've got systems flow, systematization, you're making the highest income because you're working from a place of efficiency and less stress because things are not all dependent on you. And then the third area is team flow, having an amazing team of champions who can do the work, who don't need to be babysat. Yeah. So when you've got team flow, folks that can do the work, you've got client flow, it's giving you freedom. You don't have to be the one producing the work. And so as a practice owner, and I'll quickly share my background in just a minute or so, as a practice owner, I've paid attention to these three areas, and it's what I feel is most important: client flow, systems flow, and team flow. So keep that in mind for yourself. And working with practice owners, I'm on a mission to help practitioners create a firm that runs, I call it a practice firm, and I've also called it a lifestyle firm, where you have a life which gives you income, freedom, and impact. And so there's going to be 4 polling questions, and I've kind of distributed them throughout. So our first one, Jason, is on the screen.
All right, everybody go ahead and get your answers in to poll question number 1. For the purposes of these CPE polls, there is no wrong answer. Make sure that you select any answer and then hit the submit button in order to confirm that response. This is the first of 4 polls. We leave each poll open for about a minute, so that's about 45 more seconds on this poll for you all to get your responses in. And of course, we want to make sure that you have every opportunity to answer these polls for your credit. So please go ahead and get your answers in as quickly as you are able. Again, this is poll question number 1. We're going to leave this open for about another 15 seconds. Get those answers in if you haven't done so already. We're going to get ready to close out of this poll in about 5 or so more seconds, so get those answers in. Don't forget to hit the submit button. We are going to close out of this poll in 3, 2, and 1. And the majority of the responses were for client growth, high-performing teams, and streamlined operations.
Awesome, great, and that is the correct answer. It is, practice flow firm is one where there is client growth, consistent client growth, so the revenues, the top line is growing, exciting when you see the revenues growing higher and higher, and you've got a high-performing team that's doing their job the way they need to do it, and then streamline operation, having the systems in place so that things are running efficiently, predictably, and with less owner dependency, really creating a scalable practice. Awesome. I just want to take a quick second to say hi to all of you guys. I'm looking at the questions pane. Richard and wow, so many people here. Exciting. I'm just trying to get the names there. Andrew and Stephen, James, David, George, Susan, Charles. Great. Super. So good to have so many of my colleagues here. Appreciate all of you guys. All right, let's move on. So here's what we're going to cover. It's going to be on client attraction. So my favorite online lead generation methods, talk about that. Small tweaks, simple tweaks you can make to your website to instantly improve it 25% or more. My secret sauce of how to create content fast, a marketing strategy from the 1950s that is even more effective today. And then I'll quickly talk about my 7-step client conversion template that you can use when you're meeting with prospects to sign them up. And I think in a few slides, I'll share with you, I signed up a client yesterday with annual fees of $10,950 using this 7-step client conversion template. So we'll talk about that. All right, let's move on. Very quickly, I see several new faces, people I haven't met before. So I'm Saleem Omar. I'm a CPA. I want to practice just like you. It's called straighttalkcpas.com. You can check it out. It's right live. So you can see my website. So when I started my firm, I've been at it for 25 plus years. And, when I started it for the first 5-6 years, I really struggled with low value clients. That's what LVC is. I was just bringing in clients, but they weren't the right clients. They were like the small ones, the tough ones. And my cash flow is always tight. I was working long hours, and with staffing, I had a revolving door. And I became a student of business, and I said, I really don't know how to run an accounting practice. Like I'm a CPA, I've got a master's in accounting and all that, but I don't know how to run a business, an accounting firm. Became a student of business and transformed my practice. Last year, it's a lifestyle firm. I used that word before. And last year, 7.5 months, my wife and myself traveled the world, while operating a full-time accounting practice, and got an amazing team and systems and so forth. And the key is the practice flow system, the 3 things we talked about: client flow, team flow, and systems flow. And for the last 10 plus years, working with folks like yourself, helping them get to where they want to get to through my company called CPA Marketing Genius. All right, so enough about me there. So 2 copies of my book. We'll be referring it off towards the end. World tour, amazing pictures and memories with my wife, and then worked with so many practice owners over the last 10 plus years, CPAs like you across the country. I want to share with you a couple of case studies, and these I feel are I want everyone to pay attention because it's going to tell you a lot of what's, where things may be for you, or you can relate to some aspect of the before and what it can look like. And I'm going to give you a worksheet on how to do this for yourselves. So let's look at Jim. Case study for Jim. He's a practice owner in the Midwest. The before on the left, you see 220 personal tax returns at 400, bringing in $88,000, 82 businesses. You see the annual amount and so forth. So Jim's total revenue is 419,000 and change. His net income is 128,000. Now, not bad numbers, really, but he doesn't have enough money to hire a manager. He's in the front line, working 50 to 80-hour weeks, and it's leading to burnout for him. It's a very high stress environment, working with so many different relationships in his practice. So that's the before. Everybody with me. Now we'll talk about the after, and this is after a little over a year. You have 14 months. 200 personal returns at $450, resulting in $90,000. I hope you're noticing something important there. Two important things, maybe three on that first line. So from 220 personal returns, he goes down to 200 returns, right? So we don't need more to make more. We can go make less. We can have less and make more. And then his fees goes up from 400 to 450. Pete started paying attention to his fees. And then his revenues goes up by 2,000. Less work, creating more opportunity, right? If we fill up our practice with lots of 1040s or clients, lower value clients, low fee clients, people don't realize it is getting in the way of bringing in something bigger and better, right? So personal tax returns, the transformation there, business is 82, again, goes lower with a higher fee, bringing in substantially more money. And then Jim put a client attraction marketing system in place where he attracted 12 HVCs, high value clients. He attracted 12 high value clients at an average of 12,500 a year. That's additional revenues of 150,000. So his total revenues goes up to 655,000. His net income more than doubles. Now he's got the money to hire a manager to bring his workload down, and he starts enjoying his practice. That's key, right? That's key as part of our career. I mean, we spend a lot of time, our adult life, owning a practice. We want to enjoy it, right? And now Jim's reduced his hours where he's now once again enjoying his practice because it's growing, higher net profit. He's working less. He's got a stronger team because he had some money to reinvest in his business, and that's resulting in that. So that's Jim's. I did more of a deeper, drill there, but I'm going to kind of do a higher level with Susan. So Susan's practice, total revenues was 755,000. You guys see that on the left? Total revenues 755. Her net income was 226. On the right, after making some tweaks, again, same scenario, folks. Personal returns lesser, business returns lesser. Creates room. She creates room to bring in higher value clients. If you're so busy with lower value clients, there's no space for the higher value clients. That's a very important point there, right? Brings in 23 high value clients. HVC stands for that. Total revenues jumps to over 7 figures. And this is, by the way, after 18 months. So it's a year and a half, and her net income more than doubles, right? And same scenario, more money, more, enjoys, it's not all about the money, right? But more profit for sure, right? More cash flow, more profit, and works less, enjoys her practice again, and has a better work-life balance. Yeah. So bringing this to you, this worksheet right there in front of you, where are you at now? You write down your numbers on the left. Yeah, number of personal tax returns you're doing, average fee total, yeah, business tax returns, accounting, monthlies, quarterlies, year ends, your total revenues, total net income, put that on the left. And then where do you want to be 12 months from now, right? Looking at Jim's scenario, Susan's scenario, where do you want to be a year from now? So number of personal returns, total fees, and that gives you a roadmap, right? It's the beginning of transformation, is becoming clear. This is where I'm at. This is where I want to go. And this worksheet, folks, is going to help you to do that. So there was a quote that I came across by Stephen Maraboli. It says, letting go means to come to the realization that some people are a part of your history, but not a part of your destiny. So we must let go of unprofitable clients in order to make space for future success and growth. And so the client ROI, return on investment accelerator system. So I help folks through 5 steps for higher income and less stress. Look at your existing, review and analyze client profitability, define your ideal client criteria, conduct a performance assessment, communicate and negotiate, and graceful client termination, right? So there is 5% or so, or 10% of on your clients, current clients, that should not be part of your future. They were part of your previous life, but they don't need to be part of your future, right? And this is my system on letting them go, right? The ones that are not profitable, that are taking up resources, and there may be exceptions. You don't have to do this for all of them, but it's good to know who those are. Create that list of people that are like, okay, these 15 or these 20 or these 30 clients shouldn't be my clients anymore. And, and then maybe start with, say, picking the 5 absolute ones, 5 that absolutely don't need to be clients, and start there, start getting the momentum, start having those conversations. And with practice, you get better and more comfortable. It is, getting out of your comfort zone, but it's getting more comfortable in having those types of conversations that you're not the right fit. Some of them will say, no, I want to stay. What do I need to do? And they'll be okay with, raising fees and so forth, right? All right, let's move on with client flow, growing with new high value clients. So what we did, I want to give you some strategies on how to attract high value clients. And what we just did is we created some room in your practice to bring in these high value clients, right? We're going to create that space. So, if you're already busy, working so many hours, and, if you want to bring in new clients, that's not going to work as well, right? So I want to kind of created that context there. We need to make some room, and maybe you already have the room, which in that case, you're fine. We can talk about, we'll just go right into client attraction and doing that. If you don't have a client attraction system in place, your practice is not going to grow. You're going to spend money on marketing that does not work. Your firm never reaches its true potential. But when you get this right, when you put a marketing system in place that's giving you a constant stream of new high value clients, your practice is growing with the right clients. It's marketing, you're using marketing that's working, and the firm reaches its true potential. We're talking about high value clients. We're talking about clients that pay annual fees between $10,300 and $43,000 with a lifetime value, and that's what LTV stands for. Lifetime value. This is what the client is going to pay you over the lifetime of them being a client. If a client has an average lifetime value of 10 years, and if their annual fee is $10,300, then that's their lifetime value. It's $103,000, and that's pretty cool, isn't it? So we're talking about high value clients that's the kind of money they pay. The good thing is you don't need that many of them, right? You can see you need 67 business clients at an average of 15,000. That's going to be revenues of $1 million. Only 67 business clients at 15,000, right? A net profit of half a million. So we don't need that many relationships. So you want to know who your ideal client is. Who is your high value client? This is an exercise that I went through in my firm, and we created a client, what we call a client avatar. We gave our prospect, our ideal client, a name. His name is Chris, and you can kind of see the bullets there of how we described Chris from a demographic standpoint, revenues, and number of employees, and geographically where he is, and then psychographic, and then what are his biggest problems, right? What's bothering Chris? What keeps him up at night? What are his challenges? Because then we can provide a solution that helps with that. All right, folks, use this opportunity. Type in any questions, ahas, all through. Please do that. Don't be shy, okay? All right, so the authority snowball effect, there's two ways to stand out and get noticed and begin attracting pre-sold clients fast. If you're looking to bring in clients like Chris that I shared with you, right, I'm going to share with you some strategies on how to do that. Andrea is an amazing CPA. She's one of my members. She's based in Fort Worth, Texas, so Twin City to Dallas, Texas. She has a team of 10. And she, when I met with her a couple of years back, she wanted to attract higher value clients. Her website was not generating enough leads. So we ramped up her website, and we'll talk about some of the things we do when we do that. And she has continued getting leads that haven't stopped. And this was a message she had sent me like a year back, right? Like early on, 2 years back. She is just every week leads coming in, in her inbox, people that want to meet. We moved in the area. I'm looking to grow my business. I'm looking for a new accountant. All these types of queries on her website. People that are interested, that want to, that like what they see, and they're ready to do business, and they reach out to her.